student in Colombia is from accessing technology, or how that gap might impact their learning, motivation, or academic performance. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this academic journey where we dive deep into education, digital gaps, and the impact of learning platform in rural context. We are Julian, Juan Felipe, Juliana, and of course me, Juan Pablo. And in this episode, we'll walk you through a research project we've worked on an entire academic semester. It is a systematic literature review where we explore dozens of academic studies to better understand how digital tools, when present and when not, reshape learning in Colombia's rural classroom. So get comfortable. We're about to open the doors to rural schools, take a close look, and explore how digital literacy could become a powerful tool to transform education from within. So let's begin.
Colombia is a country of contrasts. In the cities, terms like artificial intelligence, digital platforms, and internet access are part of daily life. But in rural zones, those conversations often don't even start. Rural schools face harsh realities, limited resources, poor infrastructure, weak internet coverage, and outdated teaching methods that often don't reflect a student's current needs. That's why we ask ourselves a key question. How do digital learning platforms really impact public rural education in Colombia? Our main goal was to assess how these platforms influence three essential aspects of learning. The first was student engagement, the academic performance, and the digital literacy. To dig deeper, we defined three specific objectives. First, to identify the core features of digital platforms, such as tablets, ebooks, and apps, and compare them with traditional methodologies. Second, to analyze cognitive skill development and academic performance among students using digital platforms versus those using traditional methods. And third, to assess how digital tools support the development of digital literacy and whether they help reduce the digital divide in Colombia rural educations. In short, we wanted to discover whether technology could be more than just a fancy addition, if it could become a catalyst for true educational change.
Okay, now methodology and selection criteria. So, to answer those questions, we conducted a systematic review based on rigorous academic standards, and we established 7 inclusion criteria for the studies that we selected. Yeah, so the number one is about conducted in public rural schools. Second one is about focus on primary or secondary education. The third one is centered on the use of digital learning platforms. The number four, it's about to provide comparisons between digital and traditional methods. Five, about the use qualitative and quantitative or mixed methods. Six, published between 2020 and 2025 to ensure up-to-date relevance. And the last one, the number 7, it's about reading in Spanish or English to match the academic context of Colombia. So we also apply exclusion criteria to maintain focus on validity. For example, we excluded studies focus on higher education or those conducted in urban settings. For sourcing, we search databases like Dialnet Plus or ABCCO HOTS or Proquets or Silo and use Google Scholar. Yeah. We also incorporated IA tools such as ChatGPT or Cloud, Grammarly, and Dixie to enhance reading, translation, and methodological coherence through the project.
Once we selected our studies, we moved to data extraction, carefully analyzing the content. Since we were not collecting new data, we performed secondary analysis, looking into how previous studies defined and presented key variables like student engagement was reported through attendance, classroom participation, and digital tool interaction. Also, academic performance was evaluated using tests, assignments, and qualitative feedback. Digital literacy involves students' ability to operate devices, search the internet, type, and use basic software. We also consider several contextual factors, including socioeconomic background, especially in farming or indigenous communities, teacher readiness, including training and support for using digital tools, institutional infrastructure such as electricity, device availability, and connectivity. Each team member was assigned a set of studies. We worked independently at first, then came together to ensure consistency and accuracy in our findings.
This review left us with powerful lessons. First, technology can enhance rural education, but it's not a magic solution. It needs trained teachers, local support, and infrastructure. Second, there's a strong potential to improve digital literacy, but if not handled carefully, it may widen the gap. Third, the most effective solution comes from blended approaches, combining digital and traditional strategies with sensitive to local contexts. More than answer, this project gave us a new question. What role should universities and government play? How can teacher training evolve? And how do we ensure that every rural child has not just a device, but a meaningful way to learn with it? We believe that behind every rural classroom, there's a dream. With the right tools and the policies, we can help those dreams grow.
Okay, thank you for joining us on this episode. This project was more than just an academic assignment, it was an opportunity to see rural education through a new lens. If there's one message we want to leave you with, it's this: the digital divide isn't just about access, it's about educational justice. So, we are Julián Camilo Bonilla, Juan Felipe Rojas, Juan Pablo Carvajal, and my person, Juliana Ramirez, from Uniminuto University. So we hope this podcast inspires others to research, innovate, and believe in the power of education. Until next time, thank you so much.